Welcome everyone, lovely to be here with you. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas and all those things we've missed you for. Welcome Vara.
Happy New Year, Lynn, how are you?
Yeah, very well. Lovely to be here. Looking forward to having a nice meditate together. What were you about to say? I cut you off.
Have you got any New Year resolution sort of things?
Oh, you know, I didn't. Do you?
No, I was just chatting to I never have, but I was just chatting to a friend at work, and there was something that he said that sort of thought I should try. Remembering, he said, saying yes to something always means saying no to something else.
Oh, does it? Does it necessarily?
Yeah, I thought so.
I guess so, because you've got a bucket and you're full up. So
yeah, because you got the
interesting. Interesting to
because I thought how it is relevant for us is in the context of meditation.
Mm-hmm.
You have like 100 choices on where you want to be at any given point of time, right? Or maybe more. You could be doing anything else. So if we chose to do something else, like want to watch a movie at exactly 6 p.m. on Monday evenings, clearly you can't meditate with us.
Really? Yeah.
Even though it is like an obvious statement, I think it's good to put that in the front of our minds, is that when you want to do something important, good for you, generally there is something else that comes up that feels more important right at that moment. So then if you remember, I'm saying yes to this meditation at 6 o'clock, or, you and I meditate in the morning in our own homes. We could also do something else. Instead, we decide that, we'll meditate at that time because it's good.
Yeah, and it's the collective meditation as well, which makes it doubly good for us.
What's that?
That it's a collective meditation. So
we're
meeting up with everyone.
It is definitely that. And then that's when I thought, it does sound like a cliched statement, but it is true. Saying yes to something is always means saying no to something else.
It is, and that could be a good thing. There may be too many things in there that are not really fully required for our life, even for our
yes,
not necessarily required, but just things you think you have to do. or you've said yes to, and carrying on without any meaning.
We had some friends visiting, and they saw a bunch of books. They saw a bunch of books in the books cupboard, and there was this discussion about, I was asking, have you read this book? Because he seemed to have taken an interest on a particular book, and I saw it and said, have you read this book? And then he goes, no, I haven't. It looks interesting. I should read. And the wife goes, well, you too much stuck to the TV. So you will not read. You're saying it, but you'll not read it because you're more interested in the TV. And it was a very interesting discussion. And then I thought, it's applicable there. Saying yes to TV, saying no to the book. Saying yes to the book is saying no to the TV sometimes. So it was very useful. So what, you had some plans for today?
Yes, we've got a nice excerpt from a talk of Srimataji in 1981, actually. And the point of it, which became the heading for the talk, was just mere awakening of the Kundalini is not the beginning of the end. Is not, let me see the exact words. Just mere awakening of the Kundalini is not everything. It's not sufficient. More than that, it's not sufficient. So, and that reminds me that, we decide to meditate for whatever reason, but do we really understand what it means to meditate? And it is actually a step on your evolutionary trail. And when we decide to meditate, we might just be thinking third person, oh, well, that'd be good for me and it'll mean I'll be a more relaxed person, so I should meditate. But once you get in there and get your Kundalini awakening, it's much more. And it requires that whole evolution of yourself, and not just once in a while meditating without any maintenance.
Can you unpack that? Lynn, you use some words that people don't even use in the colloquial sense. You said evolutionary path.
Yeah.
What
I guess,
what do you mean by that?
That we've evolved to the kind of being we are now. Like, I was thinking about it because there was Christmas, and the kinds of people we were back then, should we happen to have been there, were less evolved, in that we were more gross, in that, Jesus couldn't talk to people about their spirit or anything because it just wasn't possible. There was like 12 people only he could talk to. And, I was reading a book by Khalil Gibran on Jesus, and it was about Jesus from different people's points of view. So it was very interesting.
I see what you mean. I think I see what you mean. Let me explain it how I understand it. You tell me if I'm getting you right. So generally, when we talk about evolution, we talk about, there being amoeba, and then there being monkeys, and then human. Yeah. What you're saying is once you are human, there is also another evolutionary.
Yes, beyond human is becoming the more refined human.
Now I get it. Yeah.
Good point to question, Lara.
So what that means is perhaps thousands of years ago we were super tribal.
Yeah.
And then we're like, am I going to see the end of today by finding food?
Yeah.
And then slowly
dragging your wife along by the hair, etc.
Wow, yeah, oh gosh.
Which you wouldn't dare.
Well, that example makes me feel that it's a choice whether you want to evolve or not, even in the modern society, isn't it?
Modern society, definitely a choice. And even, we choose the people we want to be around as well. So people are bringing us down or they're taking us up.
That's such a good thing to think about for the new year.
Yeah.
But evolution, you're saying how you want to evolve is also part of the free will that we have been gifted with.
Definitely part of the free will. And in Srimataji's excerpt, she talks about that awakening that Kundalini, which is an amazing thing, but that's not the end of it. And that point of evolution is that you have to keep awakening it and getting that little drop of being thoughtless and being in the ocean of divine, getting that drop.
Interesting, because I could say with my ego that, I'm the best because I'm not a amoeba anymore.
Oh yeah, because I'm here now. I must be.
Yeah. So this is it. I did the best what I could. That's why I've been gifted this life as a human. Or you can be a bit more mature, evolved, and think, nah, there's stages in being a human too where I need to, yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And it also, like, you and I have been meditating for a bit.
Yeah.
The day we got our realization to where we are now, it is definitely a staggered process where I feel I'm more evolved than when I started in Sahaja Yoga.
I would like to think I'm more evolved.
I mean, it's not like I've not done mistakes in the middle, but at least I know that I made a mistake. How about that? If you're involved, you may make a mistake, but you reflect and you think, shouldn't do that next time.
Yeah.
If you're not evolved, you'll say, I do, therefore I am. Whatever I do is right because this is my nature.
Well, and for some of us, we feel guilty about doing the wrong thing, but that goes on and on. It doesn't stop. And that whole point when we go through the realization process of not feeling guilty about things, it's not for the things you did way back when, it's things you did yesterday as well.
Yeah, that's right. Because we could take a shortcut and say, I did something wrong. I feel bad. I feed a dog. I'm okay. Something stupid like that can also be like, I did this mistake. Now I have to pay out of this do some charity, go to a temple and put $10 and come back.
True.
And you feel better.
Then do you still
Not
feel
guilty
guilty?
anymore. I think.
Do you still carry it around? That's the big question.
That is a big question. And I think
do you have to keep
that
on
is the
doing
discussion. And somehow, unfortunately, we can tell whether we are guilty or not using meditation, isn't it?
Yeah.
By watching the appropriate fingers.
Yeah. So that's a good thing to lead us on to. Maybe we'll listen to the excerpt and then we'll do the meditation.
Sounds good.
Should we do that?
Yes, Lynn? Yep.
All right. So I'll just share that with everyone. We'll just listen to this 15-minute or maybe 14-minute talk, and then we'll go into the meditation.
Now one has to understand one simple point about realization is that just mere awakening of the Kundalini is not sufficient. That's just the beginning. You get your realization, but you must become the tree. You have to grow. You have to become. If you cannot grow, then you have not achieved what you wanted to be. And you grow very fast with meditation and with understanding about meditation. Now, one of the few hurdles that we have, that I have seen it, that are innately built in Sahaja Yoga itself. One of them is that you get it spontaneously so easily that you take it for granted. This is in the pattern of it only innately built. You see, whatever you get so easily, you just take it for granted. But the another side of it is like that when you have your eyes, you don't know the value of your eyes. You take it for granted. But when you don't have them, then you know the value of eyes. It's like that. So when you lose vibrations and when you get out of Sahaja Yoga, then you start feeling much more lost. And then you come back to Sahaja Yoga again. Like a person becomes rich, he enjoys the riches, and then you make him poor, then he feels it more. So this is the correcting point. But it is very true that Sahaja Yoga has this thing innately built in itself, that it all happens very spontaneously and you get it for doing nothing at all. So maybe so many of you may lose it because you might find that it is just you've got it because of something. I have also known of people, they get vibrations and they say, now it's all right, I don't need Sahaja Yoga, I'm on my own. Again they are back like bad pennies with some troubles and some problems, and then they go ahead. Now I would say that Modi is one of those first 12 people who got realization. After 2 years I worked on them, while you got realization in such a short time. 2 years I worked on 25 people, out of which 12 got realization. You can imagine, 2 years. As I told you, in London I worked on 6 people for 4 years to give them realization. But once a certain number of people of a particular ideologies or permutations and combinations, once they get realization, I find the rate of realization increases very fast. Like formerly, we never used to have anybody in the program who has been to any other guru. Just avoid them. Even up to the point that this Modi himself used to tell people there's no program today, no program. And they would ring me up and find out that there was program and why they were not allowed. They said, Mother, we get headaches, you see, they break our necks and they just disturb us, they are good for nothing. But now, it's very different. Once we have built up our strength of collectivity, we have so many channels, things are working out very differently. So the value that Modi would attach to his realization is much more than you would attach normally. Because as you see, first even say to have an ordinary oil lamp was a problem. So the oil lamp was very important for people. They would see to it that they would not use out all the oil, and they were so careful. But today we have no problem. We have got electricity, we take it for granted. Only when the electricity goes off, we know what is electricity is. In the same way, your realization also, when it is lost, you understand the value of it. But supposing you have just touched it, and then you lose it, then you do not understand. But if you have got it, you have enjoyed it, and then you lose it, then you want it back again. So best thing is to be steadily moving towards your evolution. Now, after I go away, that's the fears people have here, that people start doubting. Said it happened with people. They started doubting. Doubting what? You are doubting yourself, is the main point. You cannot believe that you can get realization. This is the basic. You see, to me, it seems that you feel that how can you get realization? Only those who are very highly realized souls know that you are realized. They know that you have been given realization. But they also sometimes ask me, why did you give them realization? What have they done? Because you also think that, we still have to look forward to something else. How can we get realization? This is the trouble. You don't believe in yourself. That's what, you have to have confidence in yourself. And then you will have confidence in me also. Because there are so many ways by which you can verify. First of all, you can ask questions to the photograph or to me in your heart about myself, my relationship, whatever you think would be, whatever you think, put your imagination and see that, what you think I could have been. Ask that question. Your vibrations will answer. Stretch your imagination to the last. What could be the last word you could think of me? You see, some people will put doubts, saying that Kundalini awakening is very difficult, it's not easy. Yes, it's true. It's not easy. It's a very difficult thing for human beings. You just can't do it. It's a fact. You have to work for days with some guru in some jungle, all alone, seeing nobody, working out your chakras by chakras. Sometimes you have to starve, sometimes you have to eat, sometimes you have to breathe, you have to do all kinds of things. and then the guru can work out. But there could be someone who is somehow the master. Could be someone. Kundalini is the Holy Ghost within it. So there could be someone like that who can do the job. And that is what it is. These things put you into doubts because you can't believe it. In relation to yourself, you can't believe it. You can believe in God, you can believe in Holy Ghost, you can believe in Christ, but you cannot believe that it has any relationship with you, that you could be that great, that you could get your realization. So just feel it and enjoy it. First of all, don't think. That's why I say don't think. Because as soon as you start thinking, Mr. Thomas in you will get up and say that, hello, this cannot be self-realization. Mr. Thomas was great, you see. Christ had all the disciples, and I find all those types around, permutations and combinations. And some are Judas also, but they are rarely to be found. But there are, no doubt. And some are Thomases. And these Thomases are described as murmuring souls by Christ himself. He said these are murmuring souls, and they murmur. And one murmuring soul comes to you, another murmuring soul in you joins hands, and you start all murmuring together, start thinking. Now at that time, what have we to do on rational grounds? It's very simple. What have I done so far? I've done everything. Did I get cool breeze? Did I get my self-realization? Did I feel my own powers? Have I been able to feel myself and others? Because you are still, you see, not fully realized, you may not be able to feel the vibrations of another person. Neither you will be able to feel your own vibrations. But there are so many people here who are realized and they can feel yours. And they can verify. Supposing they ask you, how is your father? There was one gentleman in England, he came and told me, why everybody is asking me about my father? I said, because there's one particular center that's catching. And I called a child, I said, now tell me, what is the center catching? She pointed out this one. I said, this is the center. Everybody is catching on this center, this is the father center, so they are asking you about your father. He said, yes, he's dead and he died of cancer and he had this and that. And we had to treat. For example, anorexia is a disease, can be cured by curing this center. It's such a deep knowledge, and it is such a all-pervading knowledge, because once you know in a tree the sap that goes to all the leaves and all the ends of it, and if you can move with the sap, your attention can move with the sap, you can know the whole of the tree. You cannot know leaves and then know the tree. How many leaves can you count? But to know the tree, the best thing is to get to the sap. To treat a tree is best is to get to its sap, isn't it? In the same way, when you go from inside out, then you find that you know yourself and others very well. It's very simple. Even small children can do it. So the first doubt comes about yourself. Oh, this is one of them, because there's a guru shopping going on, you see. There's a guru shopping, there's a float. You go to one guru, to another, to ESPs and what you call them, all sorts of things, mediums and all sorts of things, you know, they do with the dead bodies or anything. All these things you have been to and you have found it. So now suddenly you have to come to a temple where you don't pay anything and you just get the blessings. So you can't believe it, you just can't believe. Fees or anything, I mean, you are not bound to pay anything. If you pay something, then you feel, all right, I've paid for it, so go through it, whatever it is, good or bad. Supposing you go to see a plane, it's a horrid play, but you say, all right, I've paid for it, so let me go through it. But that you cannot do with Sahaja Yoga because you have not paid. There's nobody who will force you down. Nobody will go on telephoning to you, come along, please come along, and all that. So the attitude has to be changed. It is I who has to give. Say there's a beautiful spot somewhere. Now that beautiful spot doesn't send an invitation card to anyone. Everybody goes there. But if you have not yet discovered the beauty of Sahaja Yoga in that way and have not enjoyed it fully, you will have to go again and again and see for yourself. It is a deliberation on your side, not on the side of the Sahaja Yogis or Sahaja Yoga. It's not going to fall at your feet. That please come to Sahaja Yoga, please donate something, nothing of the kind. If you come, you are welcome. If you don't come,
I'm sorry about that little blip in the middle there. We didn't lose too much. I think it's just maybe 30 seconds we lost. But we got the point of it all.
So the point where you stopped the speech was quite revealing in that sense. So the onus to continue or not continue meditation practices is really on the seeker who has come. Nobody will chase them. I mean, we'll encourage them, but nobody will chase.
Just like our New Year's resolutions. No one's going to chase us to follow up with them.
You have to say yes to this and say no to several other things that can happen at the same time. In your free will. Yeah, wow.
So, Vara, do you want to take us into a meditation? I can put on that chart of our subtle system, which you can kind of explain.
Did we also want to do the self-realization process?
Sure. Well, I'll just share.
So if we can put the steps on.
Yes. Oh, so here's the chart.
Maybe I'll just do a super quick run on the chart.
Mm.
So what we have is what we call the subtle system, and what we have that we can touch and feel is the physical body. So that is usually referred to as the gross body or gross system, and this is the subtle system, in line with subtlety of a thing that is being expressed. So in this, there are three main parts. You see at the bottom of it there is a triangle. The triangle is the sacrum bone, inside which there is a 3.5 coil, and this coil is called the Kundalini. So she is the motherly energy within all of us, every single human being that's born, irrespective of their geography, the religion they were born into, or their belief systems. So she is the mother that is within us, that is waiting to be activated. And getting activated for what? So we are reflections of divine, which is represented in our heart. You'll see a little flame at the heart level in the chart. So in some ways you can say the goal of human life is to get reconnected to the divine that created us. To accomplish that goal is Kundalini's goal. The only reason why Kundalini exists is to accomplish that connection. And that connection can only happen if we have the pure desire to request for it in our own free will. Now, people used to try and do that forcibly. People used to do that by running away from the family life, becoming ascetics. For the first time in the human history, it has become possible that this energy can connect to the divine that created us, thanks to Srimata Jinnulla Devi. And this process was invented by her in 1970s. So that's about Kundalini. Now, what does Kundalini do? So Kundalini, from where she is, she has to go from there to the top, where you have this lotusy structure at the top of the head. there. So now it goes through 7 energy centers, and then it also has to balance. Thank you, Lynn. It also has to balance the 3 energy channels. If you go back to the other one, Lynn. So you see in this one, there is a center channel, there is a left channel and the right channel. So left is the one that has the tendency to pull us into the past and make us think about past things. And you have the right, which is yellow in color. It has the tendency to take us into the future when they are out of balance. We always need to learn from the past and anticipate the future a little bit. But when we do it in 2 extremes, that's when we are called to be out of balance, out of center. Now, when the Kundalini goes up, when it goes from the bottom of the spine to the top of the head, we can't force it. She has to do it. She responds to your request in your free will. Then all these centers become balanced, and the channels also, in some ways, come closer and be balanced. And you're spending more of your time in the center channel. And the centers go out of balance because of our own natural tendencies, because of the environment we grew up in, because of the conditionings of the society and the culture that we grew up in, and so on. So for this to happen, all we have to have is number 1, pure desire and a little humility to request Srimataji Nirmala Devi to give us that gift. That's all. These are the only 2 requirements to have this gift. So we'll go through that process now. So for this, if you're sitting on a chair, please remove your shoes and socks and put both your feet resting on the ground. If you're sitting on the floor, you make yourself comfortable and put both your palms on your lap like Lynn will show now, like that. Now, if you can go a little bit back, Lynn. So like that. So what is that? That is the receiving state. So if we are being given that gift, then we have to be ready with our hands. And that's how we sit there. If you can put that steps chart, Lynn. So while Lynn is getting ready, we can just put both our palms on our lap. Take our right hand and put our hand on top of the head. Let's bring ourselves inside. And that's a pretty good spot to bring ourselves inside. So let's take our attention within ourselves. Let's try and remove ourselves from all the things that our head goes into. We can keep our eyes closed. Take our attention inside. And we can bring our hand back slowly to the lap again. Now for a moment, we can open our eyes. So you'll see there is this chart in front of you, which has 9 steps. And you will see the image is a bit flipped. So what that means is the hand that is always resting in the lap, you'll see in all the 9 pictures, the left hand is simply in the lap. And the right hand moves to different locations of the body. So with each movement, there is a certain affirmation that we have to say. And I will say that affirmation. If you can kindly repeat that in your heart several times, that will start this activation process of Kundalini to rise. So to start with, I will take you through the different locations and so on. I'll tell you what step you're on. But through the process, we have to spend most time closing our eyes. The reason also Sri Mataji is expressed is we have these 7 energy centers, and if we don't close our eyes and do it, the Kundalini cannot go beyond this energy center, which is called the center number 6 or Ajna. So closing our eyes is quite important. So if you can kindly close your eyes, please. So I will take you through the different locations and so on. I'll tell you what step you're on. But through the process, we have to spend most time closing our eyes. The reason also Sri Mataji is expressed is we have these 7 energy centers, and if we don't close our eyes and do it, the Kundalini cannot go beyond this energy center, which is called the center number 6 or Ajna. So closing our eyes is quite important. So just for a moment, you see where number one position is. The hand is on the heart, and then it is a little bit on the left of our abdomen. And then in the third step, it is a little bit below where our stomach and the leg meets. In that corner, we put our hand. And then we go back to the left side of the abdomen, and then on the heart, and then on the neck, on the left side of the neck, and we move our head towards our right shoulder. And then on the forehead, and then on the back of the head, and then on top of the head. All right. Now let's close our eyes. Let's take a few deep breaths. Now let's place our right hand on the heart. I'll remind you that every affirmation that I say, you'll have to repeat that in your heart several times. And if your mother tongue, if you're comfortable in your mother tongue, and if it's not in English, then you can repeat in that language that you're most comfortable with. So put our right hand on the heart and ask ourselves a fundamental question. Who am I? Who am I? Now we bring our hand a little bit below, next to the left side of the abdomen. Step number 2. Am I my own master? Am I my own master? Step number 3, we put our hand where our stomach meets the leg. Shri Mataji, please give me pure knowledge. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. Step number 4, bring our hand back to the left side of the abdomen. Mother, I am my own master. Mother, I am my own master. Step number 5, hand on the heart again. Mother, I'm not this body, I'm not these thoughts, I'm not these roles that I play in my life. I am the pure spirit. I am the pure spirit. Let's put our right hand on the left side of the neck, step number 6, and move our head towards the right shoulder. Because we now have the pure knowledge and because we are the pure spirit, guilt cannot attach to us. Mother, I am not guilty. Mother, I am not guilty. Seventh step, we put our forehead in our palm, bend a little forward. We say, Mother, I am not guilty. Mother, I am not guilty. I apologize. Here we say, Mother, I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. Mother, I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. Place our right hand at the back of the forehead. Lift our head a little bit up. Mother, please forgive me for all the mistakes of the past. Mother, please forgive me for all the mistakes of the past. Place our hand, you can relax your hand a bit and then place it on top of the head. With humility, we ask in our own free will, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. If you had self-realization from our past sessions, you can say, Mother, please establish my self-realization. When you're ready, we can bring your hand back to the lap. Keep your eyes closed. Every single time you feel that a thought has, or you identify that a thought has disturbed your attention, you can say, Mother, please establish my self-realization. You don't mind playing some music, Lynn? Keep your eyes closed. You can adjust the volume on your device much better. And also bring your attention to the palms of your hands and observe whether there is a sense of coolness or heat. It's a bit difficult to understand what you're feeling. This also helps, this step. You take your hand above your head, take a few inches higher, lower, and pay attention to the area between your palm and the top of the head. You can also make circles like this. And let your attention be in that middle area and see how you feel when you do this. You can also try with the other hand. After you bring that one hand down, you can try with the other hand. Then when you're ready, you can put the hand back to the lap. So previously we talked about the Kundalini going from the bottom of the spine to the top of the head. In doing so, if any of the energy centers have any issues, the Kundalini, because she's there to help us, she tries to clear those problems. And when she clears those problems, in clearing that, there's a bit of friction, let's say, and then that friction generates a bit of heat, and that comes out of our fingers. Perhaps what I missed in explaining is that these energy centers are linked to the fingers. If you can bring that chart back, Lynn, if you don't mind. That subtle system one.
Yep, coming.
Yeah, you see just focus on the numbers. You see 1 is represented at the base of our wrist. 2 is our thumb, and it's about the area of the belly button. And then 3 is stomach area, represented as our middle finger, so and so on. So the divine has created that link between the energy centers and the fingers. So we don't have to have a teacher next to us telling us what is happening. Rather, we are made the teachers for our own system. So that's what we mean by I am my own guru. So this is the true meaning of being your own master. And we as volunteers, we can tell you how the system works. And then in your daily meditation, you can figure it for yourself, and then you can note down any questions you have, and then come to these sessions and ask us. So would you mind telling what to do, Ling, on a daily basis between these sessions?
Absolutely.
And also perhaps you can introduce the WhatsApp group, which a lot of people have been finding useful.
Yeah. But while we're still on this chart, I'll put that slide with the WhatsApp group QR code plus the address of the talk we had. That's there.
Nice.
Plus the YouTube channel and the website, and that QR code, that'll take you to the WhatsApp group actually. So if you take your phone camera onto that QR code, that'll take you to the WhatsApp group. Also, I guess it's on the website as well, the login. Well, I hope that QR code takes you to the WhatsApp group. But as far as following up day to day for increasing your meditation, or at least getting a little space of not thinking each day, which enhances our evolution, as we were talking about before. Has everyone got that now? If you take a photo of it, then you'll have it later. But
sometimes the QR code might not work. So what you then do is go to that YouTube channel, and then there is the same QR code also available there.
Yeah, that link is there as well, I think. So I'll stop sharing this now and show you how we can do the shortcut for raising our Kundalini and putting on a bandhan, as we call it, our protection of those vibrations, which many of you who've been with us before will know, but for the benefit of those finding us for the first time. So we are still using our hands, and this is how you start and finish your meditation. So you're using your hands, the left hand, which is our side of our desire, and the right one of our action. So that winds around that left hand. And so this is, if we keep our attention on our hands, our Kundalini will rise up to that top center. We'll tie a knot because we want to keep our Kundalini up there. Second time, we'll do 2 knots. And the third time, 3 knots. And you'll start to feel in your hands that flow of vibrations. And if you're just doing it for one of the first times, just trust that it's there. And so then we put those vibrations over our entire subtle system. So we go over and back 7 times. So that's once for each of our energy centers. And this is pretty much how we start our meditation and how we finish our meditation. So you 5-10 minutes each day. You will have those meditations, daily, morning and evening meditations in the WhatsApp group. And those will instruct you to do that as well, to raise your Kundalini and put on a bandhan. And then you're sitting for 5 minutes, you might be listening to a little bit of a talk or someone leading the meditation, and then you finish in your own time by raising your Kundalini and putting on the bandhan. And you'll start to feel particular things in your hands. And the evening meditation in particular, we try to make that a kind of a clearing everything that's happened during the day, and foot soaking we talk of, which is going and standing in the ocean, or your part of standing in the ocean, which can be in a bucket of water, salty water, and just to clear off any dross and things that have happened to us during the day. It works surprisingly well. 5 minutes in the ocean or a bucket of ocean will just take off the heaviness of the day, make us feel a lot lighter. So what have you got here, Vara? Some interesting things here. So it'll be nice if you do observe what you're feeling in your hands and on the top of your head. And then if you want to share that or ask any questions about that, you can ask a question to any of the admins in the WhatsApp group, or just with us on Zoom at the end of the session as well.
I thought I'd just make those steps when you said, take a photo of that screen.
Yeah,
I thought,
yeah.
So basically it is, I'll have to add another step. I should say, do 1 and 2 again. That closes a meditation session.
Yeah.
This shouldn't take more than 10-15 minutes. And sometimes, even though we say it shouldn't take more than 10 minutes, sometimes you get into the zone, enjoy it, and go a little bit longer.
Yeah, there's no time limit, basically. If you feel like sitting longer, then.
And this is why we say it's a good idea to do it. I mean, you can do it anytime, but what we usually do is to do it before the morning rush, getting ready to work or whatever.
And before
you take a photo of that if you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have anything else to add, Lynn.
No, I think we've covered enough there, and certainly look forward to your questions on Zoom when you come. And otherwise, look forward to next week and enjoy the meditations in the WhatsApp group, and even just raising your Kundalini, putting a bandhan, and just sitting for 2 minutes if you want to do it technology free. That's also good. So I guess we'll leave it there. We can leave you with a little bit of music, share a bit of music if you want to just finish in a meditative mood. So we'll say
And once
goodnight.
again, a very happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We wish you a lot of meditations.
Let's have a fantastic year and enjoy the silence between the thoughts.
Bye all.
Good night.